I want you to stop right now. Take a moment and think about the life you've always dreamed of, the version of yourself you've always known you could be. Unstoppable, confident, energized, and free. But here's the question. What's stopping you? I want you to understand something crucial right now. Change isn't something that happens over time. It's something that happens in an instant. And in the next 30 days, you have the power to completely alter the course of your life. I'm not talking about a vague, gradual improvement. I'm talking about a radical transformation, a complete shift. In just 30 days, you can walk away from today's version of yourself and step into the best, most powerful version of who you've always known you can be. But here's the truth. The next 30 days will pass, whether you decide to take control or not. The important question is, how will you use that time? Will you let it slip away, or will you seize it with everything you've got? Because here's what I believe. If you take action with the right mindset, with the right tools, and with unwavering commitment, you can experience a life you never thought possible in just 30 days. So, if you're ready to change everything about your life starting today, if you're truly ready to become the person you were meant to be, then I need you to listen. Not just with your ears, but with your heart. Because your life can change. It will change. And it starts now. And now, I want you to pause and think about something. Think about where you are in your life. Think about everything that's brought you to this moment. The successes, the challenges, the wins, the losses. Now ask yourself, are you really living the life you've always dreamed of? Are you showing up every single day as the best version of yourself, or are you just going through the motions? If you want to change your life, the very first step is this. You've got to decide. I'm not talking about a wishy-washy decision, something where you say, yeah, I think I'll work on it. No, I mean decide with absolute certainty. And let me tell you, this is where so many people get stuck. They think about their dreams, they talk about their dreams, they set a few goals, but they never truly commit. There's always a backup plan. There's always that part of them that's waiting for the perfect time, waiting for the perfect conditions. Guess what? That day will never come. The truth is, your life will never change until you make a powerful decision. A decision that says, this is it. I'm not looking back. It's an inner declaration that no matter what happens, you will see this through. This is the point of no return. You've probably heard people say, I'm just not sure yet. Well, let me tell you, uncertainty is the enemy of change. If you stay stuck in, I don't know, you'll keep putting things off, you'll keep hesitating, and nothing will shift. But when you decide, truly decide, you break free from the chains of indecision. Think about the times in your life when you've made powerful decisions. Maybe it was deciding to move across the country. Maybe it was deciding to start that new business. Maybe it was deciding to leave a relationship or to get healthy, whatever it was. I know you can remember that moment of certainty, the moment when everything clicked and you knew you had made the right choice. Now, I'm asking you to do that again, but on a larger scale. This is about committing to the next 30 days like never before. It's about setting an intention so clear, so laser focused, that nothing and no one will be able to distract you. It's about saying to yourself, this is my time. I will change, I will grow, I will thrive. And once you make that decision, you'll start seeing the world shift around you. Opportunities will show up where there didn't exist before. Doors will open where there were only walls. But listen closely. This decision isn't just about a goal or a desire. It's about your identity. The person you are today has been shaped by every decision you've made up until this point. Every choice has either moved you closer to the person you want to become or pushed you further away. So when you decide, you're not just deciding to take action, you're deciding to become someone new. You're deciding to let go of who you were and step into who you're meant to be. And here's where the magic happens. Once you decide, you don't have to know all the hows. You don't have to have a perfect plan. You just need to commit, trust yourself, and take the first step. That's the beauty of decision making. It doesn't require perfection. It requires action. You don't have to wait for everything to line up. You don't have to wait for everything to be perfect. In fact, perfection is the enemy of progress. But here's what's going to happen. Once you make that decision, you're going to feel resistance. You're going to feel your old habits pull at you. Your old self, the one who's been playing it safe, who's been living in comfort, will try to keep you right where you are. And that's when you'll have a choice. You'll either lean into the discomfort and grow, or you'll shrink back and let fear and doubt hold you in place. The thing is, growth only happens when you push past the resistance. The moment you make a decision to move forward, the universe, your environment, your mind, your circumstances will test you. It's almost as if it's asking, are you really sure? Are you willing to do whatever it takes? And this is where most people falter. They get knocked down by that first obstacle, that first moment of doubt, and they go back to their old ways. But not you. Because once you decide, you don't turn back. You push through. You keep going even when it's tough. Because you know this decision has already changed everything. So today I'm asking you, are you ready to decide? Are you ready to stop waiting and start acting? The next 30 days will pass, whether you're in the game or sitting on the sidelines. But if you choose to step into this moment with absolute certainty, you'll come out on the other side of these 30 days a completely different person. It all starts with one decision, and that decision starts now. Let's talk about the mornings. Now, I want you to listen closely because this could be one of the most powerful shifts you can make in your entire life. Your mornings are everything. I don't care if you're an early riser or you're someone who fights the alarm clock every morning. You need to understand this. How you start your day sets the tone for everything that comes after it. Have you ever noticed that when you wake up feeling sluggish, groggy, and overwhelmed, it feels like the whole day is stacked against you? You spill your coffee, you forget your keys, the traffic is terrible, and it feels like you can't catch a break. That's because your morning determines your mindset, your energy, and your ability to handle the challenges that come your way. If you're starting your day on autopilot, reacting to life instead of directing it, you're giving away your power. You're allowing the world to dictate how you feel, how you perform, and ultimately how you live. But what if you could change that? What if you could wake up every single day feeling energized, focused, and ready to conquer whatever life throws at you? What if you could own your mornings instead of letting them own you? I'm telling you, when you master your mornings, you're setting yourself up for success. You're not just reacting to life, you're taking control of it. Here's the truth. Successful people, the ones who are truly living at their peak potential, they all have one thing in common. They've mastered their mornings. They understand that those first few hours set the entire rhythm for the day. And here's the kicker. If you can master your mornings, you can master your life. It's that powerful. Now, I know what you're probably thinking, but I'm not a morning person. I need my sleep. I get it. We all need rest. But we also need to make the most of the time we have. You don't need to be an early riser, but you do need a morning routine that primes you for success. It doesn't matter if you wake up at 5 a.m. or 9 a.m. The key is to start your day intentionally with purpose. So let's break this down. What does a powerful morning routine look like? It starts with energy. You've got to get your body moving right away. No snooze button, no scrolling through your phone. I'm talking about waking up and immediately getting your blood flowing. It could be a quick workout, a stretch, or even just a brisk walk. Whatever it is, get your body in motion. You have to wake up your system because when you get your body moving, you get your mind moving too. But that's just the beginning. Once you've got your body moving, it's time to fuel your mind. Most people wake up, grab their phones, and start scrolling through emails or social media. They start their day with other people's problems, other people's opinions, and that's exactly how the rest of their day plays out. When you start your day this way, you're allowing the outside world to dictate your thoughts, your focus, and your energy. But if you want to own your day, you've got to own your mind first. So after you get your body moving, take a few moments for yourself. Meditate, practice gratitude, visualize your day and your goals. Take time to clear your mind, to center yourself, and to focus on what you want to accomplish. If you can spend just 10 to 15 minutes doing this, you're setting yourself up for an incredibly powerful day. Giving yourself the clarity, the focus, and the energy to move forward with purpose. And here's the kicker. When you consistently start your day this way, you're programming yourself for success. You're building momentum right from the get-go. Every single morning you wake up, you're telling yourself today is going to be a great day. I am in control. I am ready to take on whatever comes my way. And when you start your day with that kind of energy, that kind of certainty, it's like you're walking into your day with a powerful force field around you. Nothing can knock you off course. You're unstoppable. Now, I want you to imagine this for a second. What would your life look like if you woke up every morning with this kind of focus, energy, and intention? What would happen if you spent the next 30 days dedicating just the first hour of your day to setting yourself up for success? I promise you, if you commit to a morning routine that works for you, you will see massive changes. Your energy will increase. Your mindset will shift. You'll become more productive, more focused, and more confident. You'll be ready to tackle the challenges of your day instead of letting them overwhelm you. It's not about being perfect. It's about being consistent. It's about creating a morning ritual that empowers you to step into your greatness. So don't let your mornings slip away. Don't let them be a time of rushing, chaos, and distraction. Make them your most powerful time of the day. Because when you own your mornings, you own your life. And when you own your life, you start living it on your terms. Your mornings are the foundation of everything. So make them count. Now let's talk about letting go. This might be one of the toughest things to do, but it's also one of the most powerful. The reason so many people stay stuck in their lives year after year is because they're holding on to things that no longer serve them. They're holding on to old habits, old beliefs, old patterns of behavior, and even old relationships that weigh them down. And let me tell you, the weight of those things will keep you from moving forward. It will keep you from becoming the person you were meant to be. So here's the question. What are you holding on to that's holding you back? Maybe it's a belief about yourself that says, I'm not good enough, or I don't deserve success. Maybe it's a toxic relationship or a job that drains your energy instead of fueling your passion. Maybe it's fear or shame or regret about things you did or didn't do in the past. Whatever it is, I need you to understand that holding on to these things is like dragging a heavy weight around your ankles. You're trying to run a race while carrying a boulder and wonder why you're not getting any faster. Letting go doesn't mean forgetting. It doesn't mean erasing the past. It doesn't mean you won't have feelings about what happened. But it does mean you are no longer letting those things control your present and future. It means you're willing to put the past where it belongs in the past and start creating a new future, one that is free from the chains of what used to be. The first thing you need to let go of is any negative self-talk. You know the voice, the one that tells you that you're not enough, that you can't succeed, that you're not worthy of the life you dream about. Every time you hear that voice, it's like a little seed of doubt being planted in your mind. And if you don't pull that seed out, it will grow into a belief that shapes everything you do, or worse, everything you don't do. You'll start holding back, not taking risks, playing it safe, never stepping into your true potential because you've accepted that voice as the truth. But listen to me. That voice is a lie. You have the power to shut it down. You have the power to replace those limiting beliefs with new ones. Beliefs that empower you, that remind you that you are more than enough. You don't need to carry that old narrative anymore. It's time to rewrite it. It's time to tell yourself a new story, one that supports your growth, your goals, and your dreams. The moment you let go of that negative self-talk is the moment you start to rise. But it's not just your internal dialogue that you need to release. It's also the toxic people and environments that drain your energy. We all know that person who always has something negative to say. The one who makes you feel small or insignificant. Maybe it's the friend who always drags you down, or the coworker who constantly spreads negativity. Maybe it's family members who don't believe in you or criticize you for trying something new. Here's the hard truth. You cannot afford to keep people in your life who don't lift you up. I'm not saying you need to cut everyone off, but you do need to set boundaries. You do need to be intentional about who you let into your life and who you allow to influence your mindset. Surround yourself with people who believe in your potential, who challenge you to be better, and who push you toward your greatness. If someone is draining your energy, it's time to let go. It's time to stop investing your time and emotions in relationships that aren't serving you. Because when you're constantly surrounded by negativity, it becomes impossible to rise. But when you surround yourself with people who encourage you, who inspire you, and who want to see you succeed, you'll start seeing your own potential in a whole new light. And then there's the past. We've all made mistakes. We've all had moments where we wish we had done things differently. We've all carried regret or guilt or shame from things we've done or things we've failed to do. But here's the deal. You are not your past. You are who you choose to be today. And if you continue to let the past define you, you're keeping yourself stuck in a story that no longer serves you. The past doesn't determine your future. Your decisions today do so. It's time to forgive yourself. It's time to let go of the mistakes and failures and learn from them, but not let them define you. You've made mistakes. So what? You've had setbacks. That's called life. But those things don't get to dictate your future. You get to do that. You get to decide who you're going to be moving forward. And once you let go of the past, once you stop carrying around the weight of guilt and regret, you'll feel an incredible sense of freedom. You'll feel lighter, more energized, and ready to step into your future with a sense of purpose and power. And here's the beauty of all this. The moment you let go, you create space. Space for new opportunities, new relationships, new beliefs, and a new you. You start to become the person you were always meant to be, the person who is free, who is confident, and who is ready to take on the world. So ask yourself today, what do I need to let go of to move forward? What beliefs, relationships, or past mistakes am I holding on to that are keeping me from my greatness? And once you answer that question, make the decision to release it because you have a whole new life waiting for you and it's time to step into it. Now, let's talk about standards. This is huge because your standards are the foundation of everything you achieve. In fact, if you're not where you want to be in life, chances are it's because you've been tolerating less than you deserve. We all have standards, whether we consciously set them or not. But here's the problem. Many people have low standards for themselves and then wonder why they can't break through to the next level. They've allowed mediocrity to slip in because they've accepted things that fall short of their potential. It's like trying to build a skyscraper on a foundation of sand. If you want to change your life in the next 30 days, you've got to raise your standards. You have to demand more from yourself. You need to start expecting greatness from yourself every single day. Because when you raise your standards, you elevate your life. Think about the people in your life who inspire you. People who are truly living their potential. What do they all have in common? One thing is clear. They hold themselves to an incredibly high standard. They don't settle. They don't accept mediocrity. They believe in themselves so much that they are unwilling to tolerate anything less than their best. But here's the thing about standards. They're not just about what you expect from others. It's about what you expect from yourself. How? How many times have you let yourself off the hook? How many times have you set a goal only to fall short and then say, it's okay, I'll try again tomorrow? It's easy to justify when things don't go as planned. But here's the truth. If you want to create lasting change in your life, you've got to stop settling. You've got to get serious about what you want and start expecting more from yourself. The moment you decide to raise your standards, you set the stage for real, lasting transformation. Now, this doesn't mean you have to be perfect. We all make mistakes. We all slip up. What it does mean is that you stop letting yourself slide. You stop giving yourself excuses for not showing up, for not doing the work, for not pushing through the hard times. Because the moment you make the decision to raise your standards, your actions start to align with the person you are becoming. You stop tolerating the things that drag you down, and you start demanding more from every area of your life, your health, your relationships, your work, your finances, your mindset. But it's not just about what you expect from yourself. It's also about the environment you create. You can't keep living in environments that reinforce your old standards and expect to rise to a new level. If you want to change your life, you've got to surround yourself with people, places, and things that support your new standards. You can't keep hanging around people who pull you down, who don't believe in you, or who keep you stuck in the past. If you're serious about growth, you've got to create an environment that challenges you to be better, that pushes you to go further, that inspires you to reach higher. Take a look at the people you spend the most time with. Are they lifting you up? Are they encouraging you to be your best, to live your potential? Or are they draining your energy, pulling you away from your goals, reinforcing your old habits? The truth is, you're the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with. If you want to raise your standards, it's time to raise your circle. Find people who inspire you, who push you to be better, who challenge you to level up. Create an environment where success is the norm, where growth is expected, and where everyone is working toward the same vision of excellence. And here's the most powerful part of all of this. When you raise your standards, your environment will start to raise itself. The people around you will either rise to meet you or they'll fall away. But either way, you'll start to see your life shift in ways you never imagined. When you stop tolerating mediocrity, you'll start attracting greatness. When you demand more from yourself, the world around you will begin to reflect that energy. It's not magic, it's the law of attraction. You create the energy that you want to receive. This is where the power of raising your standards really comes alive. When you take responsibility for your life and stop accepting less than what you deserve, everything changes. Your actions change, your thoughts change, your relationships change. You will begin to see opportunities where you once saw obstacles. You will start taking action where you once hesitated. You will become someone who doesn't wait for permission or hope for success. You will become someone who makes it happen. So today, I want you to make a decision. What are you going to stop tolerating? What do you need to change in your life to raise your standards? It might mean getting up earlier. It might mean cutting out toxic relationships. It might mean working harder, being more disciplined, or stepping outside your comfort zone. Whatever it is, Make the commitment to stop settling for less and start demanding more. Your standards shape your life. Let's talk about something that's absolutely essential for your success. Taking massive action. I don't care how great your plans are. I don't care how inspiring your vision is. Without action, it's all just a dream. The truth is, many people spend years thinking about what they want to do, planning, hoping, even wishing, but they never take the first step. They get stuck in the planning phase, or worse, in the thinking phase, and they never move forward. And here's what I want you to understand. Nothing changes unless you take action. You can sit on your couch and dream about the life you want, but until you get up, roll up your sleeves, and do the work, nothing will shift. You have to take massive action. Massive action means doing whatever it takes to move you forward. Every single day. It's about taking bold, purposeful steps toward your goals. Even when you don't feel ready, even when things aren't perfect, and especially when fear tries to hold you back. Most people let fear stop them from taking action. They worry about what might go wrong. They wonder if they're good enough. They think, maybe I'll just wait until everything lines up perfectly. Well, guess what? It never does. If you keep waiting for the perfect time, you'll be waiting forever. The truth is, the perfect time is right now. Let's be real. How many times have you caught yourself making excuses? How many times have you said, I'll start tomorrow? Or, I'm not ready yet? Or, I'll wait until everything's in place. And what happens? Tomorrow never comes. The truth is, that kind of thinking keeps you stuck. It keeps you in a loop of inaction. And the longer you wait, the harder it becomes to break free. You get comfortable in your uncertainty, and before you know it, years have gone by and you've made little progress. But when you decide to take massive action, everything changes. Here's a secret. Action breeds confidence. The more you do, the more you build momentum. It's not about waiting until you feel ready. It's about doing it anyway. You take the first step, and then the second and the third. Each action you take builds your confidence. It proves to yourself that you can handle whatever comes your way. And here's the thing about momentum. Once you have it, it's almost impossible to stop. When you take action, even if it's messy, even if it's not perfect, you start to build energy. And that energy carries you forward. It gives you the fuel to keep going, to push through setbacks, and to rise above obstacles. You're probably asking yourself, how do I start? Well, the first step is simple. Just start. It doesn't have to be perfect. You don't have to have it all figured out. The most important thing is that you begin. Action is a muscle that you build over time. And like any muscle, the more you use it, the stronger it gets. So don't wait for the stars to align. Don't wait for everything to be perfect. Don't wait for the fear to go away. Start now. Another key to massive action is making it a habit. Every day you must take consistent, purposeful steps toward your goals. It's not about giant leaps. It's about steady, daily action. That's how you build momentum. It's about showing up even when you don't feel like it. It's about doing what needs to be done, even if it's uncomfortable. And let me tell you, when you start making progress, even if it's small, you'll feel unstoppable. You'll realize that you have the power to create the life you want, one action at a time. But here's where people get caught up. They get discouraged by setbacks. They take a few steps forward, but then life throws them a curveball and they think, maybe I'm not cut out for this. Maybe I should quit. Here's the truth. Setbacks are a natural part of the process. It's not about avoiding challenges. It's about facing them and continuing to move forward anyway. Every successful person has faced failure, rejection, and setbacks. But the difference between them and others is that they didn't quit. They didn't let failure define them. Instead, they used it as fuel to keep going. Failure is just feedback. It's not the end. It's a lesson. The key to massive action is this. When you encounter obstacles, don't see them as reasons to stop. See them as opportunities to grow, to learn, and to become stronger. The more challenges you face, the more you learn how to adapt and overcome. And that's when your true power kicks in. When you refuse to let obstacles stop you, when you keep taking action no matter what, you begin to tap into your unlimited potential. So here's what I want you to do. Make a decision today to take massive action. Not tomorrow, not next week, but right now. What's the one thing you can do today, right this moment, that will move you closer to your goal? It could be something small, like making that phone call, writing that email, or taking the first step in a new direction. But the key is to do it. Take that first step, and then take the next one. Keep moving forward, no matter what. Because the truth is, action is the difference between a dream and a reality. And the sooner you start taking action, the sooner your dream will begin to unfold right before your eyes. So go ahead, take that first step, take massive action, and watch how your life begins to change. Let's talk about the power of gratitude. It's one of the most underestimated tools in creating lasting change in your life. And I get it, sometimes life can feel overwhelming, and it's easy to focus on what's not working. We get caught up in the stress, the challenges, and the setbacks. We start looking at what we don't have. And before we know it, we've spiraled into a mindset of lack and frustration. But here's the thing. Gratitude is the antidote to that. Gratitude has the power to shift your mindset from one of scarcity to one of abundance. It can transform the way you see your life, your challenges, and even your future. When you focus on what you're grateful for, you begin to see opportunities instead of obstacles. You start noticing the positive things in your life, no matter how small they may seem. You begin to shift your energy. Instead of being consumed by what's wrong, you start to focus on what's going right. And let me tell you, that shift in perspective is everything. What you focus on grows. When you focus on gratitude, your life begins to expand in ways you never imagined. But here's the key. Gratitude isn't just about saying thank you when something good happens. It's about developing a mindset that actively looks for the good, even in the most challenging situations. Life is full of ups and downs. We all go through hard times. But when you practice gratitude, you learn to find the lesson, the blessing, or the opportunity in every situation. It's about seeing the silver lining, even on the stormiest days. It's about realizing that even the hardest experiences have something to teach you, something that can help you grow. Now, I'm not saying that you should ignore the difficulties in your life. I'm not saying you should pretend everything is perfect when it's not. But I am saying that when you focus on gratitude, you'll start to feel more empowered. You'll start to see that no matter what life throws your way, you have the strength and the resources to handle it. And when you realize that, you begin to tap into a deeper sense of peace and resilience. Gratitude is also incredibly powerful in shaping your relationships. When you are genuinely grateful for the people in your life, you create a positive energy that attracts more of the same. Think about it. When you express appreciation for the people around you, they feel valued. They feel seen, heard, and appreciated. And that energy reciprocates. People want to be around those who make them feel good. So the more you practice gratitude in your relationships, the stronger and more supportive those relationships will become. But let's take this a step further. Gratitude isn't just about being thankful for what you already have. It's also about being thankful for what's coming. When you live with the expectation that great things are coming your way, your energy shifts. You begin to attract new opportunities, new experiences, and new people into your life. Gratitude opens the door to abundance. It's a powerful force that sends a message to the universe that you are ready for more. You're not just hoping for good things to come, you are welcoming them with open arms. And when you do that, you Align yourself with the flow of life and all the goodness it has to offer. Here's the thing. Gratitude is a habit. It's something you can practice every day. And it's one of the easiest, most effective ways to change your life in the next 30 days. It's so simple, yet so powerful. You can start your day with gratitude. Before you even get out of bed, take a few minutes to think about the things you're thankful for. It could be your health, your family, your job, or even something as simple as a roof over your head. The point is, when you start your day with a mindset of gratitude, you set the tone for the rest of the day. You begin to notice the good in everything around you, and you start attracting more of it into your life. One of the most powerful things you can do is keep a gratitude journal. It doesn't take long, just a few minutes each day. Write down 3 things you're grateful for, no matter how small they seem. It could be the smile of a stranger, a delicious meal, or a moment of peace in your day. Over time, you'll begin to see how much there is to be grateful for. And when you focus on the good, you start to feel more grounded, more connected, and more empowered to take on whatever comes your way. But here's the final piece of the puzzle. Gratitude is not just about receiving, it's about giving. When you practice gratitude, you become more generous, more compassionate, and more willing to give of yourself. Whether it's your time, your love, or your resources, gratitude opens your heart to others. And when you give, you receive in return. It's the law of reciprocity. The more you give, the more you attract into your life. And the more you give with a grateful heart, the more your life becomes filled with abundance, joy, and fulfillment. So what I want you to do today is simple. Start practicing gratitude right now. Don't wait until things are perfect. Don't wait until you feel more successful or until your problems go away. Right now is the perfect time. Take a moment to appreciate the things you already have, the people in your life, the lessons you've learned, the blessings that are present in this very moment. And as you do, you'll begin to see your life transform. Gratitude will become the lens through which you see the world, and that will change everything. Gratitude is the key to unlocking your potential, your abundance, and your joy. So start today and watch how your life begins to shift.